Hi guys and welcome to Bomb Anime.
It's your girl Ruka.
And Big Boy Sammer here, bringing you our part 2, the verdict of Battle in 5 Seconds After Meeting.
Okay, so I'm just going to say that the character of Miss Mion is way better than I actually gave her credit for. Yes, I really was against her in the beginning, but I actually do see the use of her character. It kind of feels very much like Darwin's Game. The way that they had the interfaces with the games, the way Miss Mion is treating this as a game, but people are actually dying, and the way that people have also been drawn into this without actually knowing what they were getting themselves into. All of it seems kind of familiar.
For me, Miss Mion was worse than I thought she would have become. Because I already gave her a little bit of high praise because I understood what her character was. And then she took a real big backseat in terms of actually effectuating the game. And for me, I thought that was a big slip on their part. I feel like her character would have been better if she was used more. Now, I do get that she is, I guess, the caretaker of the whole situation and the ones keeping everyone in check. But I kind of feel like she wasn't used to her full potential. And I would have liked to see more screen time with her, more than just her, oh, interesting, oh, this is curious. Like, I would have liked to see her do more.
Well, I don't think that there's any worry on that, simply because of the way that it ended. We saw that she is secretly going to be following Akira and Yuri,
yes.
Maybe everybody as well, that have been re-released into
Tokyo.
The real world.
Yep.
However, the ending was a little bit weird for me because it almost seemed as if Akira thought that it was a dream and that none of it had happened. However, he knew Yuri, but he didn't know Yuri beforehand. So that was odd. And they knew where to meet each other as well. It was just, there was a couple of weird things going on there.
To me, I think the weirdest bit was before that bit that you're talking about, where he met Omoto, and then basically their goals are the same. And rather than that come out in that conversation, which could have easily been done because you mentioned his name at the end, so you could have spoke more and been like, I want the same thing too, you idiot, Barker, or something. Like, that would have been more of a close to the story for me, because I would like to see what Omoto's powers are, and I would like to see how these characters interact. I get why they did it, so I'm not upset. I'm just saying that's the route I would have taken. It was a good ending, but back to your point about how it felt a bit like it was all a dream. I was confused for like 2 seconds and then realized, oh snap, they're going back to the real world. Whoops.
With the whole Amato thing that you just mentioned, I didn't get that. It didn't make sense for him to just attack Akira to me. Yeah. None of that made any sense. Also, I had a problem with the animation at times, and I would say in particular with the character of Ugami.
Yes.
Because he was animated differently to everybody else.
Horribly.
It looked really terrible. The movements looked stiff as well at times because of the animation was just not up to scratch, and I'm not actually understanding the decision to do that. I don't really get it. Everybody else was animated totally differently and they all looked fine, and then they use this character whose main thing is his physical appearance, because it is in direct relation to his abilities, and then you mess it up that much. It was an odd choice.
I'll go as far to say that it removed a lot of the anime for me. It brought it down a peg, because the story was actually a really good story. It was compelling. I mean, you got the blueprint from Darwin's Game, so you know it's going to be good. Do you get what I mean? So why mess with the graphics like that? I really wish they didn't do that, basically.
Yeah, because the rest of the animation was really nice. Yeah. I actually really enjoyed it. Also, I like Kurisaki
Yeah.
But him trying to say that he wants to kill Akira was a bit much. Just say you want to be friends, bro, and move on. Just say you want to be best friends, or just say my rival, and let's keep it pushing, because no one is buying into you actually trying to kill Akira. Like, no one believes that
Yeah, because if he wanted to kill him, he would have let the other guy kill him.
Exactly, or he would have tried harder. I don't feel like he was trying his best. I still don't think he would have been able to beat Akira, but like, he could have definitely pushed himself more if he really wanted to kill him. But one person's power who I didn't really understand was Shin's power. So his power is supposed to be to become invincible for 2 seconds, right? When he first used it, all of his limbs healed. So he had 2 arms cut off, and his foot, like part of his foot had been cut off. But then after he used the invincibility, all his limbs were back to normal. By the end of it though, he used invincibility again, but he still had 1 hand missing.
Yeah, there was a bit of inconsistency there. He got stabbed in the chest.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
Where's the hole? Like, what's going on? Because as soon as he turned invincible for the first time and came out of it, there was no stab wound, nothing.
Well, he had his arms back. Like it
was, yeah.
So what it is? Does it mean that there is more to the abilities that we don't know about yet? Because, for instance, first we were told that Kirisaki's ability was to turn a stick into a sword, but then after we found out that it was to turn a stick into a sword that could slice through anything.
Yeah.
So are these like just layered abilities that we're not actually hearing the full thing and we're just hearing parts?
I am going to go out on a limb and say that the animators messed up here. And it's literally only because of the graphics of Ugami, that's it. Because I feel that it was a misstep because of the inconsistencies. You can't grow an arm and not grow an arm and then have it, like, do you get what I mean? I feel they messed up, and I also feel that in season 2, if we get one, please, because, you know, I feel like it needs a season 2 to get the full story. I feel that they're going to brush it under the carpet and he's just going to be okay. They're going to do that whole hacks thing where, the medical team worked really hard and gave him exactly the same things he had organically before.
I mean, well, if they have a medical team that can implant abilities into you, then why can't they regrow your arm? I feel like that is a logical next step.
I guess so. I mean, like, let's be honest, they've got people with healing powers and whatnot, so why not?
Now, I'm not a bad person, but Messiah's ability was my favorite ability, simply because his ability can basically control others, but that's not what actually drew me to it.
I'm not a bad person, is what you said at first, I'm just saying.
It's the fact that his condition is that the person has to owe him, but it doesn't have to be genuine. So he actually tells his brother, attempts to kill this person, now I'm going to tell you to stop, just don't do it after I tell you to stop. That actually fits the requirement of owing something. Literally, you can control anyone because you can literally cause the thing and then save them from it. You could literally run past someone in your car, splash water on them, jump out the car and give them a new set of clothes, and that meets the condition and they owe you, and then you can forcibly collect the debt. It's not just slavery though, it's a debt. So you have to do something for what he did, so...
He picks the terms, bro.
I know!
He's a god, let's be honest.
His ability is cool.
I don't know how he lost. I don't care. You can say that Akira... Look, we already talked about this in episode 1. Akira is broken. He's got the biggest amount of plot armor I've seen in my life. Ruka already extensively tore to shreds how much plot armor Akira had. There's no way he loses there if he was anyone else. What? He had you in place and 12 other mans ready to get you finished.
And I'm sorry, these guys are bad guys, right? It's not their first rodeo. This is not the first person that they killed. So, in all honesty, Akira's putting this thin little steak onto his stomach with the wrapping. It's not going to cut it. First of all, the knife went way deeper than that thin little steak. Second of all, the feeling, I've never killed anyone, I've never stabbed anyone, but I know that stabbing some boneless meat through a package is going to sound and feel different to stabbing a human.
I'm a little bit scared of Ruka right now because
I'm Jamaican. I instinctively know. No, okay, I'm playing.
No, enough said, fam. No, enough said. You smashed this. I want to talk about Messiah has the name Messiah. I mean, like, if that isn't, like, on the nose, I don't know what is. He can control you, and you owe him a debt. And, I mean, there was this person who had a similar name that said that I'm paying all your debts by doing something.
Why do you always do this?
I'm just saying, it was pretty funny to me, that's all.
The character of their mom was trash. It made no sense. Her switch and how she was suddenly crazy when she acted normal this whole time.
Bro,
Like, I just don't understand that. But let's just get rid of that and let's go to the verdict. Hot or a waste of time?
So for me, it wasn't a waste of time. So on that basis, it's hot. Could it have been better? Yes. But it's hot.
I would have to say that this is a waste of time just because it was really disappointing that certain things felt so rushed and the character development didn't flow well because of that. It needed more time in order for us to care about anything that these characters were doing. I didn't care about anyone. I didn't care about anyone that died, anyone that was crazy. It just didn't fit. The only character that felt perfect.
Was Yuri.
No.
Really?
Was Rin.
Okay.
The woman who
Rin
can make her
good.
blood into...
Is it her blood though?
I don't think it's just her blood, because obviously she turned her whole hand. I don't know.
Bodily fluids.
I think it might be just her body in general, but she uses it in a smart way. She was the only character that felt perfect, and the only character that I felt looked like they were growing in some sort of way.
Yeah.
Yuri's growth felt really rushed, and it just didn't have enough time. Nothing had enough time. We didn't have enough connections to any of the characters, in my opinion. They did not do a good job.
Wow, Ruka, tell us what you really think.
What I really think is that it was a good story, but it had no heart.
Okay, I can get where you're going with that. And for me, I guess I'm hinging my heart on the fact that they hopefully learn from these mistakes and give me a season 2. Because I want to know the rest of the story. What's going to happen in Tokyo?
Okay, but we're not talking about a potential season 2. We're talking about this season 1 that they just brought to us. So you think that's a heart. I think that was a waste of time. Try again next time on season 2. I'm rooting for you.
Your face don't look like it's written for nothing.
I mean, for it to be so similar to Darwin's Game and fall so short is just unacceptable. I'm sorry, goodbye.
Don't forget to like, subscribe and share.
Let us know what you think in the comments.
And if you made it this far, we really appreciate it.
Peace.